WrestleMania weekend has become the ultimate destination for pro wrestling fans the world over. Not only for the showcase of the Immortals itself, Mania Week has also grown into the destination for the top independent wrestlers and companies to descend upon the host city to strut their stuff in front of the biggest, hungriest, most diverse, and energized fan base of the year. Not only live in person, but also around the world via streaming platforms and traditional pay-per-view. This year, WrestleMania is another two-day event itself and emanates from Dallas, Texas. And boy howdy, is there ever a Texas-sized slate of incredible pro wrestling to see. So you can't make it to Dallas? You want to see Ring of Honor and Joey Janela's Spring Break, but aren't sure what else to check out? Never fear, because we have everything you need to know about Mania Week, how to see it, when it happens, and why you should watch. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Blind Tag Wrestling's complete guide to WrestleMania Week.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
I'm fired up.
Fired up.
100%. Did you say fired up?
Somebody say something about fired up.
Somebody did, Tommy Rich. You may be here too, because it's Mania Week, and we are Blind Tag Wrestling with your complete guide to everything you need to know about Mania Week.
Oh, yes. And it's a big week. 4 complete days of insanity. I don't know how we're going to cover it all.
It's 4. Been a lot of important 4s held up in this world.
Yes.
All except for Paul Roma. But other than Paul Roma, there has been a lot of important 4s held up. Paul Roma may be there. We'll find out. We're going to let you know the who, the what, the when, the where, and the how.
Yes, we are, indeed.
Not necessarily the why, but
there is a lot of why,
because
though.
we're crazy and we love wrestling.
Yes.
You love wrestling, so we wanted to give you the most comprehensive guide out there to what you need to know about Mania Week.
So you don't miss anything.
The events, day by day, by day.
By day.
By day. So, all right.
All right.
Get us started.
So we're going to start by talking about the bundles. The bundles are groups of shows
Yes.
that that come together. You could buy them together as a bundle on Fight, and that generally saves you money, you know, instead of buying the individual
It
shows.
does, especially early.
So if you want to watch a lot of wrestling, the bundles are the way to go. So first, we have the most iconic,
Yeah.
the GCW, the Collective
The Collective.
2022 bundle.
Yes.
This consists of 12 pro wrestling events
Wow.
for $140, which saves you quite a bit from buying
Yeah, I mean,
all 12 individuals.
you may be watching this at the last second. It's still worth it.
It is. It's definitely worth it. So you get 12 shows across 3 days with that bundle. Then there's the Fight Fest 2022 bundle.
Oh, yeah.
Which covers pretty much all the WrestleCon stuff.
Right.
And those shows, so there's 7 shows in that bundle.
Wow.
And you can get it for $75.
Yeah.
So that's like your main
Still worth
2 crops of shows there.
Listen, if you actually have like 2 families and you spend time between each one, not letting the other one know about the other one, but you took both families to the movies, totally going to still cost you more than this.
Yes, absolutely. And then there's a third bundle this year, the ROW Texas bundle. So Reality of Wrestling and World Class Pro Wrestling are putting on 3 shows, and you can get that bundle for $30.
Can you dig it?
If you want to see some
Sucker.
reality wrestling. So those are your need to know bundles. And as we go through these shows, I will reference what bundles they're part of
Yes.
in case you want to check out that show or the bundle it's in. So we have a complete list of 32 pro wrestling shows.
And if you want to count Wednesday Night Dynamite, because it's the night before,
You totally can.
we'll be there front row. So we have to go from there all the way back to enjoy all this.
Yes. And before I get into this, I just want to point out that the times listed in this list are the times on like the wrestling cards, and they're generally in the local central time.
Right.
Because it's Texas, but some of them are in Eastern. But if you go on Fight, it'll always tell you when it is in your time zone. So just double check
Thank you, Fight.
and make sure that you don't miss something because you're going by these
Not
times.
our fault.
Yes,
It's
you
Fight's
were
fault.
warned.
Yes.
All right, so before we get into the pro wrestling shows completely, I want to mention a few special events that are going on
Please.
over the weekend.
Oh, dear.
One of those being the GCW World Fair, which is 17,000 plus square feet of vendors, exhibits, stage show, podcasts, and more.
Wow.
So if you're in the area,
Oh, yeah.
that's definitely worth checking out.
Absolutely. I wonder how many of those vendors are tattoo people.
I bet there's a lot.
And I wonder how many of those vendors are tattooed people.
Oh, all of them.
Are they right?
Yes.
Have to be.
So there's also the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast Live 12. That's on March 31st at 10 p.m.
Yes.
And it's part of the Fight Fest bundle.
Right.
And that, of course, features Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, Mark Sterling, Chelsea Green, and Hornswoggle, the clan. There's also Super Show Live, also part of the Fight Fest bundle, on April 1st at 7 p.m. And that is like an all-star cast.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Hardy, Eric Bischoff, Jeff Jarrett, William Regal, and Conrad Thompson.
Of course, Conrad.
Yes, Conrad has to
And
be there.
it's being Conrad. I've been to live Conrad events, and I can tell you, you never know what's going to happen, who's going to show up. And that, in keeping with the live events, you never know what they're going to say.
No.
Bit different than the podcast itself. So,
And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the WWE Hall of Fame on April 1st at 10 p.m.
you would be remiss.
featuring The Undertaker.
Featuring guns and knives.
We're not going to talk about that right now.
Okay.
We're going to get into some wrestling, starting with Thursday, March 31st. And it's jam-packed. We start at 11 a.m. in the
Wow.
morning with Glory Pro Wrestling Cemetery Gates.
There you go.
This is part of the
I
collective.
feel like I just got out of the cemetery at Thursday morning, but let's do it anyway.
This is part of the collective, and it features people like Warhorse, Josh Alexander, Max the Impaler, Jake Something, and Janai Kai.
Starting out good.
Tons of names, you know.
Starting out good.
And then
Indy
we
Darling.
go on to 3 p.m. with the iconic Josh Barnett's Bloodsport,
Oh my God.
number 8. So that's like right out
So
the gate.
Thursday we're getting a marquee event
Yeah.
on Thursday.
Absolutely. Yeah. In Thursday afternoon. We're not even in the evening yet.
Wow.
And of course, that's part of the collective, as always. And this year it's featuring Minoru Suzuki versus Chris Dickinson.
Oh my God. See that right there?
It just sells it completely.
Might have like a total meltdown. And this is one of the things I love about Mania Week, all right? There's always new stars arrive.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's always somebody who steals the show. There's always somebody who just everybody's talking about once it's over. And you almost have somebody to talk about every day.
Oh, yeah.
A match
Every
of the day,
show.
match of the weekend, the Iron Man, Iron Woman of the week that
Yeah.
wrestled every show somehow, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I love it, man.
There's a few of those that just show up everywhere. And you're like,
By the
"Wow."
time you're done with it as a fan, you kind of feel like you're there with them.
Yeah, a little bit. But also on that show, we'll see John Moxley, Josh Barnett, Timothy Thatcher, Marina Shafir, and Yuya Uemura,
Oh my God, Yuya.
all on Bloodsport.
We're here for Yuya.
They're just in the weekend there. So after that, at 5 p.m., AAA invades WrestleCon.
Oh my God.
If you've never seen a AAA show, here's your chance.
Man, this is starting off hot.
So the AAA Cruiserweight Championship is on the line.
Mm.
That is Laredo Kid versus Bandito versus Flamita.
Oh my God.
And they also have Psycho Clown, Black Taurus, Aramis, and Erez are all going to be there.
Black Taurus.
Taurus, yes.
Listen, that is one of my personal favorite professional wrestlers that professionally wrestle.
Yes.
Just letting you know.
He is. And that AAA show is part of the Fight Fest bundle, so.
Yes.
And then, also at 5 p.m., I wanted to mention this one, even though it doesn't have streaming. It's Insane Hardcore Wrestling, Extreme Combat.
Yes.
And it features one of our favorite people, Simon Miller, in his American debut
Oh, wow.
of wrestling. And if you go to that show, your ticket also gets you into the iconic Heroes of Wrestling Excellence Old School Hustle.
If you wanted to know whether you should go, that's us telling you, you know, you want to know why? Here's why.
We give it a thumbs up.
Yes.
All right. So at 7 p.m., MLW has their Intimidation Games TV taping.
Yes.
And of course, they're going to have Marshall and Ross Van Erich there, Davey Richards, Calvin Tankman, Casey Navarro, host of wonderful names.
Good place for MLW since they kind of take a little from here and a little from there.
Yes,
You never
they
know
do.
who's going to be on there. So,
That's just a TV taping, though, so no streaming on that one.
Right.
And then we jump into the first reality wrestling show, ROW and WCPW Texas Showdown, Day 1.
There you go.
And of course, Booker T is going to be there, Rob Van Dam,
Right.
and AQA, Heather Monroe, all those wonderful reality of wrestling stars.
Yeah, and AQA and Heather Monroe is my picks for the Sherry Martel for the tournament.
Yeah.
I think because there's one over here and one over here, that's going to be the finals.
It kind of seems
Just
that
sort
way.
of giving you that now.
That show's in the ROW Texas bundle, so
I'm not going to
you
charge
get that.
extra for that either. Going to let you know. That's the final.
Also on Thursday at 8 p.m. is the Control Your Narrative Awakening show. There's not a lot of information about this show out there.
Well, you got to remember rule number 1. Control. What is it? You're in control?
You're in control.
Oh, wait. Rule number 2 is what I was thinking of. You're in control. Yeah. Anyway.
Yes.
Anyone who enjoys it, I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, we hope you have fun.
We're very positive here.
But also at 8 p.m., and obviously the big one, Joey Janela's Spring Break 6, Part 1.
The granddaddy.
Yes, this kind of the one that started it all
Yes.
for the collective here.
The granddaddy of the y'all.
Yes.
Not
yes.
of them all.
And I just want to read some of the matches that are going to be on this because it's ridiculous.
Dude, this is a featured event.
Yes. So we have Mickey James versus Alley Catch, which is just going to be fantastic. Blake Christian versus AR Fox. Hate Club versus Second Gear Crew versus the Briscoes for the Tag Team Championships. Alex Colon versus John Wayne Murdoch for the Ultraviolent Championship. Joey Janela versus X-Pac. And John Moxley versus AJ Gray for the World Championship.
Wow.
All on Part 1.
It's such a huge event. Such a huge event.
It really is. It's
And
enormous.
Spring Break, traditionally, obviously, you've had to see Spring Breaks. If you haven't and you have time, go back and watch them all.
Yeah.
Going into this.
Do yourself a favor.
But there's a feeling. Watch this one live, folks. You got to watch it live because you just never know what's going to happen. You get this. It's just a different.
There's always surprises.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous and it's all crazy and nothing ever goes to
It's
plan.
a happening, Bobby.
Oh, it is. It is indeed. At 9 p.m., we have the Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show, which is part of the Fight Fest bundle. And there's all kinds of people on this show, like Suzuki, the Briscoes, Ishii, Timothy Thatcher, Mia Yim, Athena, Onita, and Jonathan Gresham, and even more people.
Wow.
So many people.
The Briscoes are doing double duty.
Yes. The Briscoes are going everywhere.
And then they're going to have to, and we'll get to it, but then they're going to have to defend their titles like the next night.
Yeah.
After all this brutality.
The Briscoes are just on top of it.
After their Crockett Cup performance. All kinds of stuff going on for
Good
them.
Lord. And our final show of Thursday, we're still in Thursday, folks,
Wow.
is GCW Planet Death at 11:59 p.m. So it's still technically Thursday. And this is going to be hosted by Nick Gage, and it's got your favorites like Jimmy Lloyd and Akira and, you know, all those
man.
Planet Death type
It's a proper
people.
deathmatch show.
Yes. And it's late at night, and you know you're going to be in the mood for it after all that pure wrestling.
If you miss your GCW, I know who you are. This is your GCW because
Absolutely.
Mania Week has something for everybody. It's the most diverse group of fans you'll probably have.
Yes. Yeah, because they want to see everything.
Yeah.
And they're going to see everything.
All of it.
So we move into Friday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. Starting at 11 a.m. again, JCW versus LA Fights. This is Jersey Championship
Yes.
Wrestling, of course, and it's in the collective bundle.
And it's sort of GCW's two feeders
Yes.
going at it.
Yes, because you got like Juicy Finau, Big Vin,
Yeah.
Cole Radrick, Billy Starks, Nick Wayne, you know.
And you know that they
The
hate each
GCW
other.
standards.
No unity in this world.
And also at 11 a.m. is the second reality of wrestling and
Yes.
WCPW Texas Showdown, Day 2. And of course, that's much like the first night with the same
Right.
sort of names, you know.
Right.
So you can watch that. Or you can watch Jersey Championship Wrestling at 11 a.m. on a Friday. At 1 p.m., there's Zicky Dice's Trouble in Paradise 2. And as far as I can tell, this is going to be streamed on Zicky Dice's Twitch channel.
Okay.
Twitch.tv/Zicky Dice.
All right.
And of course, there's going to be names there. Lindsay Dorado, Effie, Mike Bailey, Black Taurus.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's
It's going to be a good time.
probably going to have me. So,
Yes, we're going to be there, sort of.
yeah.
And then at 2 p.m., there's an MLW Azteca Underground taping.
Yeah. This is what I'm talking about.
Good lucha stuff.
Yeah, man. I'm digging this stuff with the Azteca.
Yes, because you got L.A. Park, Flamita, Bandito, Aramis, Arez, Puma King, all those fun luchadors that we love to watch.
I am such a luchador at heart. So
we are. So at 3 p.m., we have For the Culture, part of the collective. And of course, that is For the Culture. So we have AJ Gray, Too Cold Scorpio, Rich Swann, Shane Taylor, and an Impact Knockouts World Championship match between Tasha Steelz and Big Swole.
Oh, Swole.
Impact title decided on For the Culture.
There you go.
So that's important. You got to see that.
Absolutely.
And Swole's making the comeback.
There you go. It's cool to see. Yeah, man, it's cool seeing Swole making a comeback, especially here. And it's always a fun show. So
yeah, it is. Like fast-paced.
Yeah, I've enjoyed them all.
So at 5 p.m., 2 hours later, NJPW Lone Star Shootout. Love some New Japan. This is part of the Fight Fest bundle. You don't even have to buy it separate.
Dude,
just get it in the bundle.
Dude, listen. NJPW, during all the lockdown shenanigans, NJPW has done the smartest thing ever. I don't know if they could have planned it any better, but
I think it was by accident. They just fell into it.
Strong has just been so
strong.
It really has.
It has.
And the roster has been arguably, one of the better rosters in wrestling.
Yeah, they've definitely got names in there.
Has been, for any real true wrestling fan, if you like wrestling when you watch wrestling, it's been amazing. Just amazing.
It has.
I am stoked about this.
Yes, some of the matches you can see on Lone Star Shootout are Suzuki versus Killer Cross, Mike Bailey versus Jay White, Jonah versus Blake Christian, and Chris Dickinson versus Tomohiro Ishii. Jesus. There's somebody that's going to get killed. I'm
done. I don't know if I can go past that.
You have to, because at 7 p.m. is ROH Supercard of Honor 2022.
Oh, my God.
It's just 2 hours after New Japan.
Oh, my God.
Just jump.
That's ridiculous. And that card has went insane.
It has. So, of course, this is the first show since Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor. This one you'll have to buy separately for $30.
Worth it.
On Fight. Totally worth it.
Worth it.
They have already Jonathan Gresham versus Bandito, the Briscoes versus FTR, Alex Zane versus Swerve, and Jay Lethal versus Lee Moriarty. All of those are bangers. Every single one.
Dude, that card's sick.
I can't imagine what they could add to it at this point.
I don't even want to add anything. Just have it. Just do that.
Do the 4 matches. Just make it an hour. It's fine.
I mean, that card is sick.
It is. It's going to be so much fun. And knowing Tony, there's going to be some
Oh, my God. Well, I already like the fact he threatened pulling a Rude. So when he, of course, obviously Rampage is going to air on Friday night.
Yes.
So he's talking about like having the facial hair and then having it shaved for Ring of Honor. Since he's competing against himself. Only Tony Khan. He's so excited he may actually merge into 2 people. Well, not merge, but, diverge.
Oh, goodness. So at 7:30, we have Gringo Locos, The World on Lucha.
Yes.
You can go back and catch that after you watch Ring of Honor.
Right.
It's part of the collective. And, of course, it's going to have all your luchadors, Gringo Loco, Demonic Flamita, Laredo Kid, Jack Cartwheel, Tony Deppen, Psychosis, Psycho Clown, Dr. Wagner Jr.
All the flips.
All the flips. There are going to be so many flips. You can't even keep them straight.
And that's just in Cartwheel's match.
And then, of course, at 8 p.m. we have WWE SmackDown.
We do.
The go-home SmackDown.
I mean, it could possibly be, instead of like Go Home SmackDown.
It's part of Mania weekend.
Yeah. And again, surprises galore. You don't know what's going to, I mean.
Hopefully not surprises like last week.
Positivity. And moving on.
So, also at 8 p.m., No Peace Underground is having a show with New Fear City called Murder Mania. There's no streaming on this yet, but they have been looking for like production crews and stuff. So, I think they're trying to get it out there.
Little tip. It may be the murder word.
Maybe.
Murder Mania.
No Peace Underground has a reputation for being quite murderous.
Yes.
On people.
Hey, Family Channel. We were looking for some streaming. Oh, our event, Murder Mania.
They got some great people going to be there, though, like Perot, Taya Valkyrie, Masha Slamovich, Masada, and Anthony Henry.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be a
Masada
great show.
and Anthony Henry. Put them against one another. I'm there.
Please. And then at 9 p.m., good Lord, it's just one right after the other, Impact Wrestling Multiverse of Matches.
Yes.
Which is going to be insane.
I feel like I'm there already.
This is part of the Fight Fest bundle.
Right.
You don't have to purchase it separately. And we have matches on this, such as the Good Brothers versus the Briscoe Brothers, Eddie Edwards versus Tomohiro Ishii, Chris Sabin versus Jay White, and they're bringing back the Ultimate X match, which will be Trey Miguel versus Vincent versus Mike Bailey versus Rich Swann versus Willie Mack versus Jordan Grace.
Good God.
Lord, have mercy.
Listen, once again, the Briscoes.
They're just everywhere.
Who are fighting FTR.
On Ring of Honor.
Their matches.
2 hours earlier.
It's not like they're fighting the monkeys in every match.
No.
This is like every little wet Briscoe dream we could have ever had.
All in one weekend. All in one day almost.
Jesus. They're going for MVP. Between Dickinson and the Briscoes.
Yeah, and Suzuki, honestly. He's all over the place.
Yeah, let's just make a faction with them.
Yes. Please.
My God.
So we're moving on to Saturday, April 2nd, at last. Except not really, because at 12 a.m. on Saturday, so Friday night, is Joey Janela's Spring Break 6, Part 2.
Part 2.
So after you watch Impact, you just slide right into Joey Janela's show. And that's part of the collective. We have Chris Dickinson versus Matt Cardona. And because Matt Cardona has Chelsea Green, they're bringing in someone to be with Chris Dickinson. It's Missy Hyatt.
What?
It's Missy Hyatt.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought so too. We also get to see Suzuki versus Effie.
Yes.
And Mike Bailey versus PCO, which is just somebody will die in that match.
Somebody's dying in everything I've heard so far.
Jeez. That Spring Break is just, they'll probably have the scramble on this one too, if I had to guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They've got to have it.
Good Lord. So at 11 a.m. on Saturday morning, NXT Stand and Deliver airs.
Yes.
And we have...
Which they've already, I think they sold that out and they had to add more seats.
Yes, as
so
they should.
It'll be a rabid crowd.
As a cavalcade of amazing matches,
Yes,
such as Tommaso Ciampa versus Tony D'Angelo.
Hey.
North American Championship ladder match, Carmelo Hayes versus Santos Escobar.
And if you've seen any of the 2.0 ladder matches, somebody may truly die.
Versus Grayson Waller versus Roderick Strong. There's so many people.
Dude, Roddy's been doing great with the UK, so this will be great.
And then we have an NXT Tag Team Championship match between Imperium and the Creed brothers and MSK.
Yes. Love you, Imperium.
We do. We hope you win.
We really do.
A women's championship match between Mandy Rose and Cora Jade. And an NXT Championship match between Dolph Ziggler and Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker for the weekend. Right there, buddy.
Yes, this is like a culmination of all the good things that NXT has.
This is all the good things in wrestling.
Yeah, basically.
So far, I've heard all the good things in wrestling.
Oh, man. So after that, well, at the same time as that, at 11 a.m., we have the last reality wrestling show, which is the Sherry Martel Women's Classic. And that has people in it like AQA, Vert Vixen, Jasmine Allure, Heather Monroe.
Vixen.
There are 16 women, 8 first-round matches, Great little women's tournament there. Don't want to miss that because they're all great.
Yes.
Also at 11 a.m., there are like 4 shows at 11 a.m. You're going to have to pick one. We have USA versus the World. And this is part of the Fight Fest bundle.
This card, I am so excited for this card. So this might be, man, it's going to be hard for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of incredible shows.
Tell the people.
Well, the people on this show include Rich Swann, Davey Richards, Mike Bailey, Rachel Ellering, The Workhorseman, Bandito, and Flip Gordon's going to be there. It's craziness.
There's some incredible matches for this. There's some really good matches.
And then the last show at 11 a.m., Effie's Big Gay Brunch. And this is part of the collective.
Yes.
And you'll see Effie, Dark Sheik, Perot, Maxie Impaler, Alley Catch. And there's a 4-way tag team match that feature Pretty in Pink, which is Dylan and Kinsey.
It's Petty in Pink, but yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And the Main State Posse.
Yes.
Which is insane to me, to my mind.
Yeah, it's very cool. Listen, if you haven't seen Dylan and Kinsey,
Oh, you're missing out.
this is it. All right, I'm give a little Kinsey love, little Kinsey Page love, a little Dylan McQueen love. You gotta tune in, see them work. All right, because you're missing out.
Yes. Effie's Big Gay Brunch is always so much fun. There's no other way to put it.
It's a far out happening.
Yes, it is. So then at 3 p.m. we have Mission Pro Wrestling. Bang the old Thunder Rosa.
Yes.
This is part of the collective bundle, and it's going to have all the women that you love to see on it. Thunder Rosa, Janai Kai, Tasha Steeles, Masha Slamovich, Kylan King, the Renegade Twins, Alley Catch. All the ladies.
All the ladies.
You don't want to miss that.
Lady love.
Oh, I love Thunder Rosa's shows. They're so good.
They are good.
And then at 7 p.m., Unsanctioned Pro is putting on Mulligan as part of the collective.
Yes.
And they will have Billy Starks, Cole Radrick, Akira, Trey Lamar.
Right.
All your GCW faves.
Yes. More big, honestly, big indie names, especially in that realm of people.
Yes, absolutely. And then, of course, at 8 p.m., we have WrestleMania Night 1.
WrestleMania Night 1.
WrestleMania Saturday.
Yes.
Most stupendous show.
It is very stupendous. Stupendous, they say.
And of course, we'll have a full breakdown of what's going to go down on WrestleMania for you very soon.
Right.
But so far, what we know happening is a SmackDown tag team match between the Usos and Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs.
Right.
Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
The Mysterios versus Logan Paul and The Miz.
Right.
A Raw Women's Championship match between Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. Yes. A SmackDown Women's Championship match between Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. And the KO show featuring Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Which is supposed to be like main event. And they're going to have to do some kind of match. I mean, Austin's had a ring at his place already, getting ready for this. It's been said he's in incredible shape.
If he doesn't stunner KO.
Oh, he's definitely going to do the stunner.
I'm
but
going
I
home.
think that Austin being Austin is going to have to do more than that. So,
probably.
And we'll probably get a debut of somebody.
Huh. Wonder who that could
And
be.
that somebody will probably set up a big match for night 2.
Ooh.
So
Fun stuff.
we'll see where the road leads us.
So that brings us to Sunday. Whew. After that sprint through WrestleMania weekend. On Sunday, April 3rd, we only have 2 shows of note here. Black Label Pro, Norm, which is at midnight on Sunday. So like Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Right.
And this is part of the collective. And they have matches on there like Faces of Fear versus the Workhorsemen, Jake Something versus PCO, Blake Christian versus Black Taurus.
Dude, what a show.
Yeah, Tom Lawler teaming with Violence is Forever. What more could you want?
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Did you say the Faces of Fear?
I did.
Versus the Workhorsemen?
I did. Yes, that's what I said. Do you need to process that for a second?
Like, Barbarian and Haku.
I assume.
Versus...
I don't see why anyone else would take the name.
Holy crap.
That's going to be stiff. Very stiff.
It will be. And the match going to be hard-hitting.
Yeah. And then at 8 p.m. we have WWE WrestleMania 38, Night 2, WrestleMania Sunday. And the matches you can see on this night of WrestleMania so far are Raw Tag Team Championship match, RK Bro versus Street Profits versus Alpha Academy, Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory, Women's Tag Team Championship match, Queen Zelina and Carmella versus Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler. They just shove them all in there. And then Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. I can't talk. There's been too much. In an Anything Goes match. Edge versus AJ Styles. And for a unification of the titles, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. At long last, winner takes all.
Who acknowledges who? And don't forget, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins.
Yes, absolutely. That's going to happen.
That's going to be your real main event.
Unless anything changes.
Because that's freaking awesome.
Oh, goodness.
So,
are you tired? I'm tired.
You know, I mean, I'm excited.
Me too. It's like running through that is nothing compared to the marathon that is going to happen in those 4 days.
Don't forget, we also have the Raw After Mania.
Jeez. We do.
I mean, Raw After Mania is legit. I mean,
it's usually amazing.
I don't think they'll mess up again on that. They have to get Raw after Mania correct. Listen, there's so much going on, so much exciting stuff. Like Roger said, we're going to come back with a more complete WrestleMania breakdown because, we still have the go home for Raw to do, and I'm going to have to put it out before the SmackDown go home because we're going to be kind of busy.
Weekend.
And on the road and all this stuff. But listen, so excited about this. Go to Fight. Right now, we've got all kinds of fight bucks saved up now just from doing all this. But definitely go. It's worth it. Get the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Support indie wrestling. Support wrestling in general.
Leave a comment and tell us what show you're most excited about, who you want to see.
Absolutely. We want to see these comments get filled up because I want to know who you support, which company you love, what we need to see, maybe what we didn't talk about that you think we should have talked about. Just let us know.
Yes, we want to see it all.
For Raja, I'm John. Thanks so much for tuning in, and so long from Blind Tag Wrestling.
Bye.